All right, we made it up here. We're right next to Lost Lake, which is down that road, wherever my hand is. There it is. Made it up here in about hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. Stopped and grabbed a couple essentials up on top of Snoqualmie. Kids are getting restless. They're ready to get out of their seats and get settled inside. So we're gonna get you mounted up on the Jeep, and we're gonna head up Roaring Ridge, which I believe is this road. According to Onyx, that looks to be the road. Before we left today on Gaia, I made a route. For some reason, that didn't update automatically onto my phone. So if it's not it, then we're just gonna explore. Let's get to it. We made it. It's a little bit darker now, obviously. We got the tarp set up, got the kids settled, made some food real quick, and then we had a couple people show up. A Land Rover Discovery 2, and then a Nissan, I believe it's an Xterra, with a hiker trailer, which is a trailer I've been interested in for a while, that would tow great behind the Jeep, because it only weighs about 2,000 pounds. Had a nice chat, getting to learn, some of the ins and outs. This view, though. This view is insane. I'm sure it's a little bit cooler when you have the lake in here, and honestly, a little bit of snow on the ground would probably make this perfect. As close to perfect as it is right now. You also got a nice view the opposite way. Lost Lake is right down over that way. So far, the Kelty Waypoint tarp has worked great, even with the limited amount of ability to stake that we have up here. The ground up here is so rocky. Obviously, you're on a rock face, so it makes sense. But that's the only drawback. I've got it staked out pretty well right now, handling the small wind gusts we get. But that temperature, man, it's dropping quick, and if the rain starts, I'm definitely going to be heading to bed. I already tried to record it once, but it didn't work very well. Just a little too dark right now to try and do a setup walkthrough. So tomorrow, before we pack up camp, I will actually do it this time. I definitely forgot to during the BDR, and this time, you know, we got the setup a little more dialed in, and hopefully it's not raining like crazy so we can actually get it done. I hope you enjoyed the ride so far. The trail was, you know, it was tame for the most part. There's some good ruts. There's a couple good off-camber spots. But nothing really sketchy, nothing to write home about. Jeep handled it like a champ. Need to get, after we did Van Epps 2-3 weeks ago, I caught a rock that I just didn't see. Need to get the steering wheel fixed so I can fix my, I got the ESP BAS light, meaning that my steering wheel is just off a little bit. So need to get that fixed because it's driving me nuts. But we're gonna, I think, make some hot cocoa and kind of start getting settled in for the night. So I'll check in with you guys in the morning, and we will do the walkthrough tour. See you then. It's about 10:30 on Sunday. Kids and I had a nice lazy morning. We didn't get out of bed until must have been almost 8:30. Cracked the door open and kind of just hung out and checked out that view. Those mountains are incredible. You know, you get the nice sound of the road, which is, it is what it is. But otherwise, this spot is really cool. Really enjoyed it. We had some nice chats last night with our friends who are over here. They took off already this morning, headed back to Renton and Sultan. So hopefully we'll see some of them around town. We were originally going to head into Enumclaw, just take some Forest Service roads and head out that way, and then head back to Monroe. But I think we're just going to head back home, kind of take our time packing up camp. We don't have anywhere to be until soccer at 6:15 tonight, or 6:30. Hoping for, gosh, the bees, man. All of a sudden, these bees came out of nowhere. We are, we're hoping for a nice, smooth ride down, but I thought we would go ahead and take a look at the setup we have here. It's all a work in progress. It always is. That was actually a conversation we had this morning. So, starting with up front, we have Maple's bed, basically, the front seats, which, as you can see, she's made good use of. We've got our EcoFlow battery there, keeping all of our stuff charged. I'm really impressed with this Kelty Waypoint tarp. For having it just be attached to the wheels and it keeps a nice tight seal across the top. We had a little bit of rain last night, and no problems with water, no nothing. Our stakes are really only about half driven in. Some of them maybe not even halfway, because this ground out here you're on top of a cliff, so it's all rock. We found enough spots to drive in a little bit, but it held it perfectly. Like I said, this thing, can't have enough good things to say about it so far. Got to kind of learn to stake it out a little bit better. It's not as tight as I would like it, but if you have the rear hatch up, it holds it up and out of the way from the cooking area. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have under here. So we have our rough country 40-liter cooler. It's a powered cooler. Not a whole lot in here right now. Works great. Can plug that into the EcoFlow. We've got a little bit of wind, chair blowing over. Pantry box. Got to take the car seats out for bed, so that's just the easiest place to keep them. We've got the rough country table, and this table has been so useful this summer. It is the most used part of this Jeep. It's nice because it's got cup holders on both sides. It's got the Molly panels. I've actually got a trauma kit coming that when this is lifted up out of the way, the trauma kit will go ahead and mount to the bottom of that. We've got our currently kind of a mess up here, but our Vector off-road shelf. Sorry about that. This works as kind of in camp mode. We've got pantry stuff and a food bag, drone, my disc golf stuff, and some clothes, hiking shoes. I got a fishing pole back there. It's kind of the catch-all during camp mode. It's a little bit tighter, you know, once we actually get to moving. And then mounted to the bottom, I've got two Rotopax 2-gallon water tanks, and I went and found on Etsy, I'll go ahead and link this below, but I found a guy who makes these spigots, and they're, you know, they have O-rings and everything. It is nice and tight. I really like these dust caps because when you're pouring out of them, you sometimes get that little dribble. That's like right there. You might not be able to see it, but there's a little dribble there. These dust caps will catch the dribble, and the Jeep does get dusty going down the trail, so it keeps it nice and clean. Just this week, I actually added in these breathers on here. Got these off of Amazon, and they sit nice and tight, waterproof. I only fill these up to the freeze line, and it gives it, you can kind of see the water line here. This sits nice and high, so you never have to worry about having some pour out. Kids are in here watching some TV right now, but we've got 3 top coats. I got 2 top coats from Outdoor Vitals, one of the REI Magma 30s, and then I have the Outdoor Vitals 0 degree Storm Loft, and then the Outdoor Vitals 30 degree Storm Loft. We've got an 1.5 inch thick mattress down here. It's just a tri-fold. It sits right up here, out of the way perfectly. The kids, I went ahead and purchased a exercise bike mount for the tablet, so that way they can sit in here when it's kind of chill time. They can sit here, and I know you can't hear it, dear. Kids can sit in here and they can watch that, stay warm. It's pretty cold up here right now. We got a couple of Thermarest pillow, my Sea to Summit pillow, and then I forgot a pillow. So yesterday, when we did the Susan G. Komen walk, they gave us a buff, and I just took that buff and balled up this sweatshirt and my Patagonia jacket and shoved those in there, and that was my pillow last night. I will say, for those of you who are looking to get outside of cell range, this may not be the spot. Definitely had 5G, was able to watch the Huskies whoop up last night. But yeah, this coming to the end of the weekend, looking forward to playing some soccer tonight, and I'm really looking forward to doing this road again. I'm gonna go ahead and try and record the whole thing this time and let you guys just see it. There's a couple good off-camber spots, some good ruts, nothing technical, definitely not somewhere where I would be happy to take a Subaru Outback, but I'm sure there's somebody who's done it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this part so far. If there's anything on the Jeep, any builds you want to see, any questions you have, let me know. More than willing to set up a tripod and go over whatever. Time to get packing up camp and get ourselves moving on down that way. We'll see you soon. Well, there you have it. That's Roaring Ridge Lookout. Kids and I had a good time. Stayed nice and warm, even though it got down to probably in the 40s. Those top quilts work great. Definitely going to look into something for winter camping this year, some sort of heater. Jeep did great. Only about 15 minutes down. Apologies for the cut there in the middle. Having some issues with this SD card I have. Gonna need to upgrade it. But nothing the Jeep couldn't handle pretty simply on the way down. Beautiful view. Got to meet some new people. If you find this, nice to meet you. Hopefully I see you guys on the trail again sometime soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. See you then. Good morning. Welcome back to hell. Welcome back. God, why did I say it again? Stayed nice and warm in the Jeep. It was some nice.